Hey guys, and welcome to Fighting for Liberty. I am your host, Jason James, as usual. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I'm a little tired. I was at the Coutts border crossing yesterday, throughout the day, and I figured I'd come on and give you guys an update about what I saw and what the atmosphere was like down there. I got a couple videos that I took. So let's dive into one. Let's dive into one of these videos. I'm going to show you this one here. Make it bigger. Hey, here we go. So this is just coming into the highway number 4 blockade. That's as per MapQuest, is 21 minutes north of the Coutts border. How many kilometers that is, but 21 minutes at highway speed, I guess. So it's quite a ways. So I was kind of surprised that it was this far back. But as you can tell, everybody's pretty darn into it. A lot of honking, a lot of screaming, and screaming in a good way, nothing negative. There's no obscenities being hurled at the officers down there. Police presence is massive. There's a lot of police there, from everywhere, right down from to sheriffs to Fish and Wildlife. And I wasn't even sure this was their jurisdiction to even get involved in something like this, but they are. So, yeah, and as we're rolling up here, you can see the blockade itself. Now, from what I've seen, from what happened last night after we left, that was built up quite a bit. I think it was a big police command center and everything showed up and stuff. So, and I think it was all because of what happened after the MLAs showed up at 2 o'clock to negotiate with the truckers at the border, and they, I guess, decided that it would be prudent to open one lane in good faith. I guess they were asked to do this. I was kind of, what are you getting for opening one lane? In a negotiation, you don't give something for nothing, especially when it's somebody's word that's being used as the something. But as you can see, people are funneling in to support. The social media has been blowing up, and you guys are doing a great job. The Coutts number 2, I can't remember what face group it is. I'll have to look it up. That I posted one of my videos to is great for information. I'll post a link to it in the description here, guys. If you want updates on what's going on, there seems to be people down there that are on this group all the time. So they're feeding intel to anybody who's interested in going down, and I suggest that you do. If you haven't been to one of these and you have the means to do it, please do. I would say my best advice from what I gathered from this is that we'll do that one after. If you haven't experienced this, do it. This is what's going on here is nothing short of historical. Okay, it really is. You can feel it when you're there. Everybody is super energized. For lack of a better term, I don't know how else to describe it. I get emotional even talking about it, but the unity that you feel just being there, the jubilation, the celebrating of being Canadian and being united under one banner, regardless of your background, doesn't matter. None of that matters. Don't step in the bullshit that is legacy mainstream media and what they're putting out there. Do not. So please do go check it out. And if you're somebody who's a detractor of it, go and look for yourself. Don't take what you're seeing on TV as gospel. Honestly, stop watching that stuff. It's poison. It's literally poisoning you. Go there and check it out, and see for yourself what kind of a movement this is. There's people handing out food. I was one of them. I made bag lunches for the truckers that were at the border crossing. We didn't get right to the border crossing. We got just short of it once we bushwhacked our way to finding a way in, because there was literally police officers at every intersection for miles and miles in each direction. Any range road that could lead you there, and with any possible range road that could lead you there, was blocked off. Or, cleverly enough, they used they used train cars on some of the roads that where you have to go across the train tracks to get across the other side. They would just use train cars. They would have the I don't know if it was CP or CN rail, drop train cars across the train to the tracks where you would go across the road, and so you couldn't get across. So I mean, they crossed every T and dotted every I when it came to this. There's helicopters, there's special operations teams, there's SWAT. It's crazy the amount of assets that were down there. We did finally find a way to get supplies because we were loaded up with supplies. Like I said, I was handing out lunches that I'd made. I'd made bag lunches since I was 12. I don't know. So ham and cheese sandwich. I hope you guys enjoyed the sandwiches. They're a little dry. They said not to put any condiments on them because then they get gross before you hand them out. So and it was granola bars and fruit cups. And I ate some of them myself too because I was just like, hey, well, when in Rome, right? So it did remind me of being a kid again. So I hope you guys enjoyed them. I myself, I don't have a ton of money right now. I'm on unpaid leave of absence, involuntary for not getting the jab. So, yeah, I'm doing myself to try and stay above water. But if anybody deserves any of my time or my money, it's these guys. They're the ones taking all the risks. They're willing to lose their livelihoods. they're the very vehicle that they need to make money, and potentially get charged and face jail time for this. This is a serious thing. It's not a joke. So we rolled down there I rolled down with some great guys from a community I'm involved in, and they're amazing. They're amazing people. I'm just happy that I know them and I'm friends with them. I'm lucky to have them as friends. So we went down there to spread cheer. It was very festive, to use Christmas references if I can, and I think I can in this situation. It was very festive. But anyways, we did find a back way in the north end of Coutts. On the east end, there's a rail yard, and they actually used a long train to block off any access there. We bushwhacked. We went across farmers' fields, and we were stifled at every turn. They had police units following in the distance, trying to keep up with us and figure out where the hell we were trying to go. And look, it was a game of cat and mouse, and at times was fun, actually. I'm going to admit it. It was fun. It was fun playing a little bit of cat and mouse with them, but we wanted to get it. And that was our goal, is to get these supplies to them. We went to this back street or whatever. It goes into a kind of a ravine, then it kind of goes up a hill. It's about 500 or 600 yards long. It's all icy. It's gross. And so we walked up to the officers blocking the road, and there's two sets of them. There's one at the bottom of the ravine, and then there's ones at the top where the train tracks are, where the rail yard is. Okay, so we walked up to the few units that were there. They had a RCMP pickup truck, and we asked them, can we bring one truck in and do a couple loads of supplies? And they said, absolutely not. You can't bring a vehicle in there. And it's like, well, what can we do? He's like, well, you can walk. We can't stop your free flow of movement in this country. I'm like, but so what's the difference if it's a vehicle then? He's like, well, you can walk in. And then somebody made a comment. John made a comment. He said, what if I had a horse? And he's like, well, if you bring a horse, we'd have to let you in. And we're just kind of looking at each other like, do we know anyone with a horse? We are in the rurals. There's got to be somebody. So if you're out there and you have a horse and you want to go in, I heard it from the horse's mouth. That was a super horrible dad joke, I know. But he said that if you had a horse, you could get in. So I don't know, probably not. By the time you get it there, they'd be like, we changed our mind. A horse is technically a vehicle, even though it's an animal. I don't know. They'd figure something out. But they basically wanted us to walk in, which actually pissed me off, because we even said, well, you have a truck and we load your truck up and you can bring it up the hill and we'll unload it. We'll walk up the hill and unload it, just so, we don't have to go all the way up this. We have so much stuff. This is going to take forever and it's really icy and dangerous. And they're like, no, we're not doing anything like that. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Serve and protect, right? You forgot about the serve part. Anyway, so we lugged all this shit up this hill. And again, for these guys, it's worth it. But word of the wise, don't skip leg day. If you're that guy who's, you just like working the upper body, give your twigs a couple of presses. This guy here, I haven't worked out in a little bit, but I really need to work on the old legs. That was, I am in really sad shape. Is tasting blood normal when you're working that hard? It's probably not. But it was minus 35, guys. It was not a nice day. The wind was brutal. So it's hard to breathe on top of everything else, and you're carrying heavy weight, and it was up a hill, and it's icy, and there was a bunch of people that were doing it, and kudos to all of you that did. Some fine young ladies that were just hoofing it, making me look bad, and the other guys that were helping us out as well. Kudos, 100%. You guys are heroes in my book. You know, most people would not do that. They would have turned around and tried to find another way in. But pardon me, my voice is chapped from all the yelling yesterday. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, we did that, and then we headed back to the blockade on Highway 4, and hung out there for a while. We hadn't heard any news or anything coming out of Coutts. At one point, I should say, we had comms problems. We couldn't get a hold of the people that were in there that we had inside the town, or the village, I should say. So we noticed that the special operations RCMP team was up by looks like a 5G tower. I don't know. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Don't worry. God, I'm gonna die. So anyway, we saw them there, and I don't know what they were doing. I'm not going to speculate, because too many people already did that, and there was a lot of people that were angry that, if you can't verify, your facts, then don't bother. So I just saw what I saw. I have pictures of it. I'm not going to show it because there's no point. People will probably debunk it or whatever, but this is just what I saw. But there was a problem with comms. I don't know if it's because there's so many people there right now. Maybe the network's overloaded. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. So anyway, we go back there. We go back to the blockade, and it's growing in mass. People are showing up pretty steadily, which is great. It means that the word is getting out, and we did end up leaving late in the afternoon because we didn't see any reason to stick around, and we wanted to go load up with more stuff that they might need. So we decided to leave. And on the way back, we saw this. And this, if this doesn't get you pumped up, God damn it, nothing's gonna. All this farm equipment, right? Just outside of Milk River. This is where this is. This was cool to see. They got burn barrels. They got food. There's me screaming what's left of my voice out, freedom. But seeing all these tractors and cherry pickers and combines, and there was just a ton of stuff that you don't typically see on the highway. And it was great. It was great to see that. So we were also wondering, hey, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Well, I guess word had gotten out that the MLAs had came and talked to the drivers in Coutts, and they came to the conclusion they were going to open up one lane, like I was saying before. And then they were starting to let through some commercial vehicles, which made some angry because we haven't gotten what we wanted to start giving up things. We don't have the mandates dropped, so we're steadfast in not wanting to give an inch until we get that. And I understand that. I mean, why sacrifice all this if you're not gonna get what you want at the end of the day? So they're starting to build up assets there. We heard about it later that I guess it was taken down. I think that the RCMP went and shut that down. And from what I'm hearing is that every time they do this, they're going to start opening up other ones in other places. So once the farmers get rolling with all their equipment and everything, you're going to find it hard to keep up. If you're law enforcement, you're going to find it hard to keep up with all these. These are going to keep popping up. So it's sounding more and more like you've awakened a sleeping giant here. So the farmers are, they just did a fresh oil changes on those tractors, and they're ready to go. Spring's a long ways away. They've got time. So if you think these people, they're steadfast. The people down there are not. They're not going anywhere. They're just not. They're there for the long haul, right? No pun intended for you guys that are long haulers, which is mostly all of you. What do you say? What can you say? They're not gonna take. I guess they were offered. that they would drop the rural mandates, which I was like, well, what is that even going to do? That's they are steadfast under this one banner that they are not going to give up, and they're not going to relent on anything that they've accomplished so far, and they're sure is not going to relent now on the mandates as a whole. They want them all gone for everybody. It's not just about them anymore, and it was only about them for the first little bit, and then they realized, well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, we're all Canadians, and we all deserve to have all of our freedoms. So they're staying, man. I don't see them going anywhere. It's I feel like this, as I said before, it is historical in nature. If you want to see something like this and you want to be a part of it, now is your chance, because you're not going to see this very often, where you see people standing together as these people are, and myself included, going down there to show my support and give anything I can to help it. It affects everyone, whether you're for this or not. And if you're against this, you got to ask yourself, God, if you're against this, ask yourself, why? Why am I against this? Is it because everything I'm hearing on the news, on mainstream media? If that's the case, you need to step out of that. You need to step out of that box and start looking for information not on there, because what you're not getting shown is the real reason these people are out here, and that's for your benefit, for everyone's benefit. Like the selflessness that I see is I've never seen. I've just never seen it. And these people deserve all of the accolades that's coming their way. You know, if at any point these mandates drop, and they are, Scott Moe in Saskatchewan's dropping all of his by the end of the month. Bonnie Henry in BC, who I was surprised by, she's rolling hers back at the end of the month as well. I think it's going to be staggered, but at least she's doing something. From what I'm hearing is Jason Kenney, man, I don't know what you're doing, dude, but your support was lacking before all this, and now that you have MLAs angry at you that you won't move on what the truckers want, and what, let's be honest, what a lot of, this is not a fringe minority, a lot of people want, and just want to be done with. People that are double jabbed or whatever, they're sick of it too. This isn't a one trick pony here, guys. And especially you, Jason Kenney, you need to really look at this hard and say, what is the cost benefit analysis on keeping this going, or having more roadblocks and having more people just furious at you. They're going to be furious at you if you don't do something soon. Literally, it's getting to that point. Your own supporters are turning on you. So, okay, if you want to keep going down this road. So the rumor was that the MLAs came to him and said, hey, these are their demands, and we support them. And we support them because they kept their word and opened up a lane going in either direction at the border so we can get some commercial traffic through. And I guess Kenney said he wants to be the one to announce if there's any mandates being dropped. He doesn't want the MLAs doing it. So it's a stupid game of cat and mouse, or he wants the accolades or whatever, or he doesn't want people to think that he's dropping mandates because of the convoy. But let's be honest, guys, not worldwide. Let's start in Canada first. Okay, we're hoping this goes worldwide. It is spreading like a wildfire, but let's start in Canada. If and when, let's just say when, fuck it. Let's say when they drop all the mandates federally in the country and provincially for everybody, then the provinces have to do it on their own, but they will just, as they brought them in, they will also relinquish them as well. Guaranteed. Okay. When that happens, I foresee all these governments, maybe not the premiers, guys like Scott Moe and such. Well, maybe just Scott Moe. I don't see him taking a victory lap and saying, it's because that we had all these mandates and restrictions that we're able to get back to life. Now we're able to, handle Omicron, which they weren't. They didn't handle Omicron well at all. Everything kind of blew up in their face with Omicron. And now I still think they're going to do a victory lap. Is what I'm getting at. They're still going to say it's because all the action we took. And listen, nobody's going to buy it. And at the end of the day, who cares? I don't really care. But at the same time, we're all going to know why this happened. We're going to know that it was the convoys. It was It was the you know, the convoy for freedom, the truckers who started it all, and then everybody who came to support it is why we're going to get out of this. It's how we're going to get out of this. And you know what? It was how we were going to get out of it in the first place that everybody stood up and said, no, we're not doing any of this stuff. The Adamson barbecue, the, you know, the Whipplestop Cafe, businesses like that said no. If more people had done it, and I'm not being an I told you so guy. I'm just saying in the future, just so we know in the future, if you stand united together against, you know, a common enemy, and I'm not saying that the government's a common enemy, but right now we're very adversarial. There's no doubt about it. If you do that, you tend to not have to deal with what we just went through for the last 2 years. They will have to, if there's too many of us, they literally cannot enforce it, right? Just like the RCMP are not able to enforce anything down at the border because there's too many people standing together. Even, you know, it's a small area and it's a small group. For the amount of assets that they have to take care of this situation, they can't just run roughshod through there. They can't do it. Ottawa, same thing. You can't. You're going to kick out thousands of truckers. How? You're going to tow them? How? Right? Sheer numbers are winning this thing. So, last thing I want to say, like I said, is support these guys in any way you can. If you can't get down there, that's fine. I mean, not everybody has the means to do it. I'm unemployed, so because I didn't get the jabbity jab. I didn't get it. And I'm on unpaid leave right now. So I don't have money coming out of my ears. But yeah, like I said before, who else deserves this better than these guys right now? But if you can't go, donate. The GoFundMe, again, we're still playing this. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. It's, you know, they don't know what they're doing. Ottawa is, there's people in Ottawa that want to sue GoFundMe to stop the flow of money coming to that convoy. I don't see it happening, but it's not, you know, not for lack of trying. They are going to try and stop the funding. This is what they do. This is what they always do, right? They only have so many arrows in their quiver, right? So they're going to use them all. So please donate while you can. If you can donate to this fund, I'm going to try and find out. I think there is actually an account or an email that you guys can send money to for the Coutts border crossing protest. There has to be one. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure I saw one on Facebook. So I'll see if I can find one. I'll try and post it in the link here, guys. Yes, please just support us. Support. That's all these people are asking for. They're not asking you to take a chance. They're not asking you to get in trouble. They're not asking any of that of you. Just please support us. Even if it's just verbally, you know, word of mouth, whatever you can spare, you know, it all helps. It all helps at the end of the day. And I'd like to say a fond farewell to Mr. Aaron O'Toole. We'll be seeing you, or we won't. I don't know. I think that I'm not going to get into that on this video. I want to keep this video about Coutts and what I experienced there. But nothing more heartwarming that I can't remember how I can't remember feeling this feeling lately for sure, but I'm having a hard time struggling to find a more heartwarming group of people that I've got to meet and be a part of. This movement has been amazing. Yeah, amazing. I wish I could have made it to Ottawa. I wish I could have seen that. I have friends that are there and they're giving me updates, and it's still going strong. We have an obligation here in Alberta to do the same, and anywhere that tyranny pops up, it feels like there's going to be a convoy, and there's going to be freedom coming to your doorstep. Should you want to go down that road, we will also go down that road. So, yeah, I'm just beside myself. I get lost for words. I get emotional talking about it. It's yeah, I am very, very, very happy right now that and hopeful that things are going to change. I feel it in my heart that things are, and I hope you do too. Believe, have hope, because I believe it's arrived, you know, in the form of an 18-wheeler and roadside beef jerky. All right, guys. I hope you had an enjoyable day, and we're heading into the weekend. I am heading out tomorrow back to Coutts again. Spoiler alert. So if anybody needs anything that they know of and sees this video, please let me know. We'll be heading down with a few guys, and we are willing to grab whatever necessity is low right now. And anybody wants to join, please come join us. It's couldn't be more open armed. This whole thing, this narrative, this movement, it couldn't be more inclusive. So, if you want to come. You won't regret it. I'm telling you, do it. Okay, guys, it's been a slice. This is Jason James. Please like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment if you like, because that helps out, allegedly. I don't know. It might. And I'll answer it. If you have a question, I'll answer that too. This is Fighting for Liberty. Stay strong, stay proud, and stay free. And then you end the video. Okay, you end the video. Okay, guys, we'll see you later.